I want you, the listener. Yes, I want you, the listener, to press the like button, the subscribe button, but more importantly, comments. Comments that you liked or disliked the topic discussed. What would you like discussed? Because you, the listener, are who is important to me so that I can provide the value that you want and need.
Joel,
Yes, Ray.
we're talking about day one on a startup.
Oh, that's so important. We just did a very large startup for our company about a month ago. First night, the night before, I always have a hard time sleeping on a large startup. And it's like all these thoughts go through your head. Did I bid it right? Do I have enough people for the startup? Do I have all my I's dotted, T's crossed? And you don't sleep very well. Even though you've answered all these questions and you've prepared properly going into it and get that signature on the bottom line. And then the day of comes. You load up everything in your vehicles and you drive it over to the site. You get permission from the client to start early so that you can set up all the closets properly. If there's anything that you left behind, you quick run back and get it. But if you have your checklist, you shouldn't have that problem. So you're loading it up and now you're there and it's that calm before everybody comes in to start. And then you start thinking, did I prepare? Or were the expectations clear in the scope of work that was set? Are the closets set up right? Are they set up so that people can get to the stuff easiest that they have to use most of the time? Are the bottles labeled? Was everything done? Is the scope of work match the task and frequency schedule? Did someone think through every detail? Was there something I missed? Was there something else on my team that was missed? You usually can tell within that first week whether this account has been set up right. On this particular account, we had 9 people show up and we had some auxiliary help that was there with other things. But there was 9 people for this startup. And because we have an operation, there was also other things that were disturbed in other locations. So it left me as the only training manager to start. Having the colorized maps, having the scope of work, understanding enough of a different language to be able to get people started and motivated and have a started point, and how to put on a backpack and how to run an auto scrubber, all those little details. And to be able to go through and clean a facility that had not been being cleaned properly for many months, knowing that the customer was angry, that's why they made the change, and also knowing that on the last night, the other company just wanted to get out of there and probably didn't even dump the trash. Trash, oh my goodness, the amount of trash that night. I'm like, oh my gosh, if this is how much trash is on a daily basis, I didn't bid this right. But it was just the first night, because the second night of the operation, it was like a fine-tuned machine. Everybody came in, they knew where to start, they knew what pieces of equipment they had to grab, they knew where they had to be, they knew the staggered order that they had to start in. That is how a machine runs properly. And it's making sure that all the details are handled right from the start, from that first moment that you make that first contact with a client. And we've talked about the importance of a walkthrough before. That is why a walkthrough is so important, because you need these details. You need the I's dotted, the T's crossed. You need people to double check and recheck and triple check things to make sure the operation works properly.
Joel, you have been through more than a couple of these.
In 40 plus years, yeah, probably.
The idea that you are concerned the night before should give our listeners, who probably don't have anywhere near the amount of experience you have, a shot in the arm, that it's not just them.
It's not just them. It's your business. It's your name on the company. It's your reputation. And you don't want to fail. And when you've made a promise to a client, you definitely don't want to fail, particularly on a sizable startup like that was, because you want it to run like a top. You want every question that client asks you leading up to signing the document, you want to make sure it's answered.
In prepping for that night.
I was lucky. I had 2 months to prep for that night.
But normally it's not 2 months.
No, it's not. They knew they were going to make a change in this case. So they let me know early enough, and we kept going back and asking additional questions to make sure that we knew everything, because we did not want the customer to be bothered from the start. He was so burned out from dealing with other people in the other organization that his frustration with janitorial companies was at a tipping point. So to be able to come in and allow this gentleman to get a decent night's sleep, which ended with making sure that the alarm was set, that made him sleep easy.
Okay. You know, it's interesting when we ask what the predecessor missed.
Oh, that is huge.
One of the things you mentioned in the process here, Joel, was if you have your checklist.
Yes, if you have your checklist. And if you don't,
do we by chance have a checklist?
We have a checklist, and it is a checklist of the most commonly used items. There may be things you need to add based on the facility that you're going to be cleaning, because not every facility needs an auto scrubber or a burnisher. So you may have to add those to the list. But for general startup, yes, I have the most necessary items that a person would need for their startups to make sure that they have what they need.
So we have an easy downloadable there. There are other podcasts we have that really do relate to this first night problem.
Yes, we do. The one about the Frankenstein castle.
Yeah, we have that one. What else would you tell our listeners before we wrap up?
Thank you for being a loyal listener.
And we want to hear from you.
I want to hear what you think of an episode like this. Is it helpful? What do you wish it had? What are you looking for? You, the customer, are the person that I'm here to serve. I appreciate the listeners, the amount of time that's been listened, but more importantly, I am looking for comments of what did you feel was the most important takeaway from this? What do you wish you had heard? So I'm looking forward to having you tune in next week.